Hello, and welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War. This is Malvern Hill. This takes place immediately after the Battle of Gaines Mill. The Union Army is retreating because in real life we didn't totally stomp them like we did at Gaines Mill in our version of this. So the Confederate Army is coming in force, and we need to defend against that. So we're going to start a little modestly here. We're going to zip on down here. We're going to try to basically catch them outside. You'll notice that, well, you can't see it right now. There are places that we can, the built-in locations we can defend. Those are pretty crappy in this particular battle, and so we're not going to use them. And we're going to start basically in this position. It's not the strongest position. They're going to come in force. We're just going to keep falling back as we go. That's the general strategy. As the game progresses, more of the battlefield will open up to our rear. We're just going to keep falling back. We're going to get reinforcements. At that point in time, we should be able to successfully push forward. So we're just going to do as much damage and delaying at first as possible. That's the strategy. So here we go. I'm going to start the battle. And we'll just go ahead and leave it there for the time being. Probably not the greatest of positions, but we'll kind of take it as it comes. I only have one brigade of cannon. They are 20-pound parrots. So we ought to be, at least what is firing is powerful. I really don't have any huge intention of, winning this early because of, some heavy artillery barrage. But I'm going to go ahead and really crank this up to high speed. There's no reason to delay this stuff. And they're coming onto the field, as you can see. They've lost more than us so far. We've lost one person in this brigade. We will need to slow this down here shortly as all of these troops start approaching. Let's move it forward. Just a bit, not much. These guys have very little protection. These guys have hardly anything at all, so. Okay, they're going to come forward. That's fine. We're going to back these two guys up. And we're going to get these guys flanked as much as possible. Now, these guys are going to have some protection. That's okay. We're going to back up. See if we can draw them out into the open. These guys are coming a little too far back. Again, we're going to back these guys up. Sorry. Again, we're just backing these guys up as we need to. I mean, we've got some 3-star units here. These guys are going to be, and they've lost 39 people. They've done a lot more damage than that, I'm sure. Well, now it's about even. But they're fighting 2 brigades. This is not cool. We're going to back these guys up. hoping we can fire into them and rout them. Good. As long as we can continue to... Okay. More of our corps has arrived. That's good. We're going to move them up. Maybe. I can't get them to go the way I want them to go. Let's try this again. Okay, let's try that. That's good enough. I want them guarding that. These guys can come up here. And we are going to need to reverse very quickly here. Those are strong troops, but they're not going to withstand that type of abuse. We just need to slow them down. Keep our lines relatively intact. And just try to eat away at their offense. I mean, you know, these guys are getting eaten down. These guys barely have any. You can see their volleys are hardly anything. So as long as we can reduce them, we're good. We have reinforcements coming up, as we had mentioned. Go ahead and move them to here. And we're going to go ahead and move them to here. These guys are about a battle or two away from having really good weapons. These skirmishers. But right now what they have is better than what the Confederates have. So they're short on men relative, but they're skirmishers, so you know, we sort of expect that. Okay, they're holding pretty well. They're holding better than I thought they would, honestly. I thought I was going to be retreating. I'm surprised they still have this. You can, again, there's these pre-existing defensive locations, these earthworks. They just do not work well in this game. I do not know why, but they do not. Guys are going forward. I don't want them to go forward so much. I want them to fight those guys. So these guys are going to hide over here, and it gets them out, but they're going to come around here and try to take here or further down the line. So I'm not real happy that I am not countering them right at the moment, but right now I just want to be able to fight these guys. And if these guys can make it to them and attack them from this hill, drive them back, that's great. We're doing better than I thought we should be, honestly. I would have honestly thought we'd have been withdrawing by now, but right now we're holding our own pretty well. Where is my general? We need him down here. So we're holding well. These guys concern me a little bit. We're going to back them up just a tad. Get them some cover and get them some safety. They're some of my best troops. I don't want to lose my best troops. We need to get their morale up to about 50 when that hits. And that's hit close enough. We are going to go in and we're going to attack these guys. That will be sufficient to put a pretty fierce volley. And that's driven them back, so that's good. I'm going to move them forward. We're holding pretty well. I did not expect this. Well, I mean, I expected to hold this. See, they're coming back. The good news is we've dropped them down to pretty worthless. So should the map expand, and it will, by the time they get to where they need to get, they won't have the power they need to survive. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys against here. Make sure these guys are attacking here, and these guys are attacking here as well. We've got both the numeric, well. We need to back these guys up just a little bit. And as we move these guys around so they can kind of assault everybody that they need to assault, they can do so safely. This should concern me, but I don't think it is going to, because there are too many people ready to take on this assault. And if they actually manage to get into these guys are going to be firing right behind them as a 3-star unit that is. Back these guys up. But now they have 3 to deal with. They have 3 brigades to deal with. They are not in a happy place. Again, these guys are over here, but there's not much they can do. We're doing a pretty good job of driving them back. Move these guys back a little bit. It's just going to be more brigades that can aim against this. I really don't like the fact that these guys are in a melee. But they ought to be able to hold their own against this little group of Confederates. So far we are doing well. If we would have taken these positions, it would have been flanked immediately. This is a lot of troops concentrating down here. Again, the idea, back up, let other people shoot at them. Once we stop them, we've got cover, and we are better at... we are way better at shooting than they are. They are much better at melee than we are. And as long as we can, outshoot them, just got to watch this, make sure that they are not destroying us by running straight right into us. As soon as they're routed and we start shooting them, I mean, they're done. Again, it's hard to, when you have a battle like this, there's so much happening. It's hard to see what's going on, and you kind of have to count on your local commanders to do the right thing, and that's not always the case. There we go. We're routing them. These guys shouldn't have much left. Sure these guys have what they need to fight as far as ammunition. I'm going to move these guys forward, threaten them from the tree line. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to protect these guys. I hate these guys, that these guys are down so low. I said I was going to retreat, so that's what I'm going to do. And we'll slowly move back. All right. We're going to slowly move back. Go ahead. Slowly move back. These guys need to move back quickly, maybe, perhaps. Slowly moving back maybe is not the thing, although it did. The thing is these guys don't have that strong of weapons, and we are really wearing them down before they get near me. I mean, they are doing a bang-up job of really knocking these troop levels down. I mean, these started with 700 and we're down to the 300s. That is not pretty. The last thing in the world I really need to have happen is these guys get into, hand-to-hand combat at a 3-to-1 ratio. But again, we're holding. We are holding well. And we will have reinforcements here in 22 minutes. Well, 22 minutes of game time. We are doing some pretty heavy damage to them. It's amazing. And these guys need ammo. Do we have any ammo? Let's hope we have enough to feed them a little. I have spent a lot of money in this game just because of poor choices that I would otherwise spend on ammunition. I spent it on replacement guns and replacement troops and so forth. And so normally I'd feel a little bit better about my supply. We have what we have. It should be sufficient, but you know, this is pretty tough. These guys are coming on strong. Bottom line with these guys is I just want to make sure that they're in good range to attack these guys right when they're coming across the bridge, which is about right there. They've got a little decent, you know, they've got fairly decent with these trees type of cover. All right, let's aim these cannon towards cannon, because these guys we should be able to take these guys out pretty easily with these 3 brigades of cannon. And once we drive them off, all right. We'll skip that. We now have different areas we need to protect. Now, we really don't have the troops to protect those right now. They will be coming. But we have to hold them until, at least for a while, and these guys are going to be standing still at least, so they're not going to make a rush towards it, which is good. And we're going to go ahead and slowly move these guys forward and see what we can do. And I'm going to pause this game because I'm apparently getting a phone call. Alright, we are back. Sorry for the interruption. That was my brother bringing me beer. I couldn't turn that down. Okay, we are hammering these guys pretty well. I really hate that there's 219 left in this brigade. That's a huge, huge loss. The only good thing that we have going for us is these guys are doing worse. Much worse. In fact, I'm kind of shocked at how badly they're actually doing, but for some reason, I'm not really sure what's happening here, but it was enough to rout those guys, but it was purely accidental that they were firing on the people they were firing on. So, there you go. Really don't like running 295s against these guys, but this is what we have on the field. So I am basically running everybody I can up against what's in front of me, and I'm hoping that these units survive. And I'm hoping together they're going to create enough of a problem for these other brigades that they fall back or disintegrate, and we don't have to worry about dealing with them so much. Because as we watch them just kind of, you know, fall back from the field, that we finally have our own. We have our reinforcements coming up. We're going to move them forward. We're going to actually take one of these guys and move them over to counter this guy. And we are driving them back. We are driving them back from the field, which is great. They're trying to come forward. They're not particularly well organized. They are down in numbers as we are. And they shall fall. Sights a little hairier. Ah, I lost a brigade. I am so annoyed. And they were a 3-star. No, they weren't, but they were still close. We lost a brigade. That is not cool. That's a lot of experience lost. If I would have saw that coming, I would have tried to stop it. This guy's empty. We're just going to go ahead and route him from the field. How's this guy doing? He's not got much. Go ahead and bring him towards the cannon. Bring these guys up. Oh, I really hate that we lost those guys. I don't even know what those guys were. They could have been a 1-star, they could have been a 2-star, they could have been a no-star, but we still lost them. And so that is frustrating. I mean, they've lost a lot more than we have, but that doesn't make it good. Really don't like losing, you know, again, we're moving these guys. They're strong. They're strong units, but they are weak and they're strong as far as experience and perks and things like that, but there is not much left of them. And so I don't want to sacrifice them. I do not want to lose them. Now, where we're fortunate is that a lot of these guys, what just happened? A lot of these guys that they're fighting are also pretty seriously damaged at this point. That does not make this good. Keep waiting for these guys to show up. Someplace. Come on, guys. There we go. Start backing these guys up again. They're just not strong enough to withstand this, and I don't want to lose them. Back these guys up. Now, these are all green troops coming in, but they are going to be coming up against tired Confederates who have just fought some pretty crack troops. Routing them from the field. So here we go. Go ahead and bring those guys down. I was kind of thinking these guys were going to be coming in right to the battle, but from falling back. But again, I haven't really needed to fall back. I do not like that there's 268 of these guys and they're fighting cannon. The only thing that I like is that they are behind or in the middle of trees, which should help this out a little bit. We should break these guys pretty quickly. I mean, there are still a lot of Confederates. There are still a lot of them left. We're breaking them, but we need to get these guys forward. We need to get these guys forward. Come on, guys, go. Just double quick all of these guys. Come on, double quick, double quick. Where are you at? Well, I didn't mean to charge, but okay. Really hoping that these guys start kind of dwindling. I don't want to lose any more brigades than I already have. I don't want to pull back either. All of these guys are really weak. Again, weak in terms of numbers, not weak in terms of ability. As we rout these guys, that's a good sign. That was a large number of them. And we're slowly but surely pushing them back. They really don't have a whole lot left. Keep pushing these guys forward. They're not even close to challenging any of these locations. And as it appears, we are winning. We are winning big time. And it's nice, you know, as we see these cannon driven from the field, as we see these infantry driven from the field, we can, you know, try to get these guys while they're standing on a bridge. I mean, we're doing well. Go ahead and see if we can get these guys again, even if it's just an annoyance. It's nice to know that these cannon are posing less and less of a threat. Let's keep shooting them, and then we're going to aim at these cannon, and that's an awful lot of troops that are just basically shooting at one brigade, and so it's a quick rout. We're going to go ahead and charge these guys, because why not? We'll charge them too, because why not? And while we're at it, since we have all of these troops here, we're just going to charge them right into the cannon, because there's really no point in not attacking the cannon that way. They're so unequipped to deal with that. That as the troops hit those, they, I mean, they just can't. I mean, they're just not. They're just not meant to defend themselves in skirmishes like this. As demonstrated. All right, so we're going to take these guys, and we're going to start pulling out as many as we can from this And we're going to try to start taking as many of these supply wagons as we can. I haven't been paying attention. I am hoping that we have not been doing horrible things as far as like losing brigades. I haven't noticed anybody breaking, but I haven't paid attention either. Double click these guys. Didn't mean to do that to them. I just want as many. If we can get supply wagons, I'm going to try to get them. I just don't see a reason not to. Because it's basically money for us later on in the game. And it's kind of a pain to grab them because there's no way to say, hey, just follow them until you grab them. It's more of a, hey, try to manage this at the same time you're doing other things in the battle, which is kind of painful, but it is what it is. I like to have skirmishers during these attacks go in front of the brigades. And it protects the brigades a little bit. Alright. I think I missed that supply wagon, which is too bad. Apparently it left the field. Don't know how exactly. Or if it ran off and I missed it. Whatever. Again, this is the problem with this is I would really like very much for the just to give a command that says follow the supply wagon until the supply wagon is no longer followable. And that is not an option. They are down to very little. Kind of hilarious. I mean, I'm trying really hard to capture these supply wagons, and I'm spending more time doing that than actually trying to fight the battle, which is a little weird. And maybe that's the last set of troops on the field. That one right there. We shall see. Unfortunately, like I said, you have to keep clicking on these things in order to do some pretty obvious stuff. Which gets to be a little frustrating. We have pretty much driven them from the field. Now, hopefully, this guy's going to get these guys pretty quickly. Keep going. And do it without guns. Not sure why this is so difficult, but it is. Alright, we've taken them. We've taken them. Alright, so we do have some of their supply wagons, which is great. I wanted to do that. All right. And what I'm basically trying to do is get the supply wagon before we get this, and I don't know if it's going to happen. All right, so let's see how we did. We came in with less infantry, but we did better than 3-1. Did way better than 3-1. I mean, look at that. We captured a bunch of their guys. We definitely won this. Got some promotions. Unfortunately, we have a deceased and a few wounded, but the supplies we grabbed weren't worth very much. Most of those were empty. We captured some crappy guns. That's all right. Cannons to sell. So we did all right. Eventually, these are okay guns. We'll collect a few of those and maybe get a brigade out of them. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Please also click the subscribe button. Comment about games you'd like to see me play, strategies you'd like to see me play in this game. Anything. I'd like to hear from you. Again, have a great day and be safe.